We have certain rules. I think I have to tell my general audience that tends to not be Arab, you know, at the comedy club. They're just very mixed. And I always feel a responsibility to explain to some tourists from Nebraska there in Hollywood maybe a few things about Arabs. One is never tell an Arab how much you pay for anything, ever, ever. And they'll always ask. And I know with me and my family, some of my friends and Palestinians, they're very shady about it. Like, hey, how much you pay? You feel like you're getting trapped, and if you tell them, they'll make you feel like you got ripped off. You're like, how much? Oh, it was like 50. No, 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 no. What do they always say? It's always the same thing. Why didn't you tell me? I hook you up. I get you a deal. So if an Arab ever asks you how much you got something for, I figured out how to do it. You just tell them you got it for free. They freeze up like you sprayed them with liquid nitrogen, you know, just, how do I make a deal? My grandma used to love watching The Price is Right. It was her favorite game show. My grandma Aisha, she used to sit on the couch and watch The Price is Right. And you guys all know the show, right? The host name was Bob Barker. In my house, Bob Barker was just one word. Bob Barker, Bob Barker, Bob Barker. Bob Barker. She used to love The Price is Right. And The Price is Right, I just realized a few years back, I was like, man, this show was made for Arabs. They're just going to bring stuff out and we get to guess the retail value? I will do it. I want to play. So I started thinking, how come Al Huda, Al Jazeera, Al Arabiya, some network, why don't they just take the idea and just steal the show and put it on in the Middle East? It'll be a hit. I swear it'd be a hit. And I thought about it, and I thought through it, and I thought, oh, no, they'd mess it all up. They'd mess it. The show would end up being called, like, This Price is Not Right. Come on, Bob Barker, I get you a living room set, bunk bed, kitchen appliance, $750, man. I mean, what's it? It's not right. I got a lecture on Islam when I was back home, or not back home, but back in the Middle East visiting relatives. And it's always fun to get different takes on different, because my mom's a Mormon from Utah. And any Palestinian Mormons here? Mormons are another group that hardly ever come to see comedy. They feel guilty immediately. They'll laugh, but they'll go, what am I doing? It's terrible. It's terrible. The Mormons asked me if I wanted to be a Mormon missionary. You know the Mormon missionaries? I ride a bike and part my hair. And I can't part my hair. It's not going to work. It's not, you know, that's strike one. But they asked me anyway. They said, have you thought about going on a mission? And I said, look, to an Arab, a mission's a whole different deal. Yeah. Generally, we don't come back from those. Thanks for asking. Arab guys dance. Most other groups, you know, except outside of Latin people. But American guys don't really dance. You're like, American guys, but you go see Arabs, they're like, and every time there's like a dub kid group, they do this. I don't know what this is. I don't know what this means. It's like a gang sign or something. If you do this and you do this at the same time, you're forced to go, You guys dance the dubka? That's good. Well, it's really exciting to be here, especially with the election and everything. As a comedian, and I can speak for all comedians, we're going to miss Bush. It's just the way it is. He's been very, very generous. He's given so much and taken so little, you know. So as a comedian, we're going to miss him. But we may never, ever get another president in the history of America that will approach a podium and get that look in his face like he just remembered he was president. You know, we may not see that again for a long, long time. You know how he does it when he walks? He looks like he's got a tool belt, like, all right, yeah. Oh, press conference. Yeah, I could do that. All right. He does this thing. We may never, ever see a president again who answers questions like this. I think him and Dr. Phil are related. They're both from Houston, and they both they like to use bad metaphors and analogies when they answer questions or want to talk about something. You know how Dr. Phil goes, look, you need to understand, you need to, okay, you seen Dr. Phil? Anybody like Dr. Phil? You need to understand, see, if you shake the tree all day long, it don't mean you know how to bake cornbread. Like, what? You don't understand what they're talking about. You can walk your bike down the street, don't make it an elephant. Do you understand? No. Bush will do that too. He'll get a question and go, look, I'll make it real clear. I'll make it real simple. If you want to get somewhere, you want to get from point A to point B, you walk or run. Get on a bike or a motorcycle or a car or fly. Next question. There you go. There you go. I know that Governor Palin is a great American. I know that she understands everything. I know that she is probably more aware of what Americans need than anyone because of one reason. There are a lot of bald eagles in Alaska. Outside of that, I got nothing. Yeah, I think McCain in that last debate, the stage looked too big. He started to look like the Emperor from Star Wars. Yeah, my friends, my friends, my friends. He's starting to look a little... I wonder how many friends he actually has. My friends. Yeah, but we're gonna miss you know, the last 8 years, aren't we? We're gonna have to turn the page and pretend like it never happened. But it'll be interesting because you know, Bush was a very, very religious guy, and I have family that's very religious. I understand religious people. You know, I have Mormons on one side and Muslims on the other side of my family. And when you got that, that's a one-way ticket to being an atheist comedian. But the one thing I've observed about religious people is there's not a religion out there that doesn't think they're the chosen people. Like, Jews are the chosen people, you know. I think the Egyptians tried to claim it, but they wrote it in hieroglyphics, so nobody knew what they were. They're like, what does wavy line crocodile lightning bolt mean? Does this mean anything to anyone? No? All right, Moses, you get it. I think Moses said, we're the chosen people, and the Egyptians went, why didn't we say that? We should have thought of that. We should have. But anyway, I just, you know, my Armenian friends, my Muslim friends, my Christian, everybody thinks they're the chosen people. I'm like, is there a religion out there that thinks they're inferior? Like, we're a pretty good religion. We're not up there with the Jews, but we're right in there with the Quakers and the Lutherans. So, yeah, we're not the chosen people, but we're a highly recommended people. You guys, I gotta go, and thanks so much for having me here, and thanks, Anera. Keep up the good work. Happy 40th.